What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the latest edition of the Chop Block Sports Talk Show. I am joined, of course, by my two main partners in crime, Jay Blaze and Miami Jay. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man? Good to be back.
Yeah, man. It's been a little while. We've got a special guest today. His name is Chase McClary. What's going on, Chase?
What's up? How's it going?
I'm doing good. Now, wait a minute. Is this the kid that thinks Justin Fields is going to win Super Bowl MVP?
Yep.
Oh, we got to start.
Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh my goodness. Back up the bus for Canton. Here we go. Now, I like Justin Fields. And here's the thing, guys. You guys remember this topic from a few shows ago. My theory about the COVID quarterback class. Justin Fields was a part of that COVID quarterback class. Yeah. So I think that listen, whether or not that had anything to do with anything, I don't know. But I don't think it's a coincidence that Trevor Lawrence came from that class. You know, just a lot of the first round quarterbacks, Zach Wilson came from that class, really aren't doing that well. I can also readily admit that Justin Fields is probably, I don't know, man. He's probably one of the most, if not aside from maybe Josh Allen, he's probably the most athletic quarterback in the league right now. However, unfortunately for him, he had the misfortune of being drafted by the Bears. He then goes to Pittsburgh. He goes 4-2. Mike Tomlin then makes the decision to bench him in favor of Russell Wilson. Then, of course, the Steelers get to the playoffs and do what the Steelers do. They lose in the first round. And now Justin Fields is now being shipped off to New York to send him to a 2-year, I believe it was a $40 million contract. Good for Justin Fields for landing that contract. So let's go around the room. Let's talk about Justin here for a little bit. Chase, what are your thoughts? How do you think Justin Fields is going to do in New York and why?
I think he's going to do amazing. And why? Okay. Justin Fields, his whole life has been second place. We started in high school where he was around my age. He was always put behind Trevor Lawrence. Even in college, he went to Georgia. He was put behind whatever the starting quarterback at the time's name was. I forgot his name, who didn't do anything in the league. Shipped off to a team that believes in him and puts all the resources he needs to really win. Even though they didn't win a national championship, they did still succeed. So I do feel like if the Jets are really believing in him, that's what I really feel like it determines on, is how much the Jets are willing to believe in him. Because I heard some rumors about the Jets drafting a quarterback, but he's getting paired up with his former college teammates, so there's already some chemistry built up. We have decent defense.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna have a breakout season this year.
Okay. Now, Miami Jay, do you agree, disagree, or are you indifferent? What are your thoughts there? Unmute yourself, please.
I can probably agree that he'll have a good season with the Jets, but let's face it, they're the Jets. They're likely going to implode. And Chase, I'm sorry, a good story does not a good quarterback make. And the bottom line is, I got to tell you, right now, and this is your point, and I know you said it to me, Justin Fields is not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Not even close.
Wait, what?
That's what he thinks. He thinks right now Justin Fields is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
And I wholeheartedly don't believe that. I think he'll struggle with New York, not because of his play, but because he's in New York.
Yeah.
And it'll be tough to get, it's tough to make it in New York. Name a quarterback that has really made it in New York besides Eli Manning in the last 25 years.
Or Joe Namath.
Oh, yeah, that was like 40 years ago. So. Exactly. Maybe you can go back to the late 90s, talk about Vinny Testaverde. Even Mark Sanchez had his moment, but that's it.
He did, didn't he? He did.
That's it.
New York, the Jets were first-round quarterbacks go to die, right? We got Mark Sanchez. Chad Pennington was there for a little bit. I don't think he got drafted there. Zach Wilson was there. Sam Darnold was there. The Jets are run a lot like the Cowboys in that their front office has shown a gross ineptitude. And I'll tell you this too, man. I think I have some agreement on the panel. Robert Saleh got a raw deal last year. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers goes down, and he blows out his Achilles. In comes Zach Wilson, but fuck! Oh my God! Good God! Sorry, Walter. Jesus Christ! My cat absolutely just sunk his claw. Oh my God, that was fucking painful. Anyway, Jay Blaze, what are your thoughts on Justin Fields to the Jets? Holy shit!
So they have an unproven head coach because he was just hired from the Lions, and I think Justin has maybe a high floor, but I think he has a low ceiling, and he needs a lot of things to go right. And their defense was after Sala got fired, their defense was not as impressive. So unless they get some good schemes and stuff, dude, a lot of things have to go right. And I think the Patriots are on an uptick. The Dolphins, I see them like kind of 8-8 or 8-9 right now because they're kind of like, I think they're falling off a little bit. They need to do really well in the draft. And the Bills, I think they proved to everyone they're a contender. So they might there might be a low wild card, but I just don't see Justin being like a top 10 quarterback, and he needs to have one of the type of years.
I'll say this about the Dolphins real quick. The Dolphins, yeah, they very well might be 8-8. They might be 4-12, or they might they might win the division. The Dolphins are wholly dependent on Tua's health. That's it.
Oh yeah,
that's the only factor that matters to the Dolphins. And finally, they got I'm no Zach Wilson fan, but they actually have a better backup quarterback now. So we'll see how they
do.
Yeah, I think this to me, and I agree. I agree with the high floor, low C. I don't know. I think Justin Fields he certainly has the potential to be a good quarterback. I just think he has had the misfortune of being, I guess, drafted and now traded too. You guys know, and I think all of us are in agreement here. I think most of us agree in today's NFL, you need an offensive head coach. Yes, every once in a while you can get a defensive head coach that is successful. Mike Vrabel is now the head coach of the New England Patriots, and I think that is a match made in heaven. Aaron Glenn, very, very good defensive head coach. He was the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions for the last 2 or 3 seasons, and now he's in New York. Does anybody know what the New York Jets who their offensive coordinator is? I'm going to look that up. Coordinator. Give me a second. New York Jets. Yeah, let's see who it is. Yeah, Tanner Engstrand. I have no idea who that is. He was previously the passing game coordinator for the Lions. Okay, so there's a little bit of connective tissue there. Where are you going? There's a little connective tissue there, but I don't know. Top 10 quarterback. I think Justin Fields has top 10 quarterback tools, but I think from the neck down, he's got top 10 quarterback tools, but from the neck up, I think he's been ruined by Chicago already.
Yeah. Chicago, Cleveland, New York, that's where young quarterbacks go to die. We all know that.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah. Listen, I'm happy for Justin. He got a 2-year, $40 million contract, right? Whether or not he actually rides out that contract, one remains to be seen. What do we?
Where I would have liked to see Justin go to is maybe the Ravens and be a backup to Lamar, or go to the Colts and or the Eagles. Like hey, reset, get some more experience, because I guarantee it helped him with the Steelers, being behind Russell, but I would like to see him just get another backup job, because if he's if this doesn't go well, he might be a backup for the rest of his career.
Yeah, this is it for him. Go ahead, Jay.
Understandable, but do you really think Justin should have been subbed out for Russell? Us already knowing Russell's not in his prime no more with the Steelers.
Yeah, listen, that's a very good point, but Russell Wilson is not the Russell Wilson from not even 5 years ago. You know what I mean? No. Now, I will say this. Here's the thing. I disagreed with Mike Tomlin benching Fields for Wilson. But here's the thing, and I think the Steelers had won like 3 in a row after that. Then they ran into that 11-game stretch during Christmas time where they played the Eagles, the Ravens, and then the Chiefs on Christmas. That effectively stunk their season, put them in the 6th seed. They lose in the first round. I think I would feel much better about the Justin Fields trade / signee if he were with a team, just like Jay Blaze says, like Baltimore or Philadelphia or even Buffalo, where an offensive coordinator could take advantage of his skill set. Now, is there a possibility that Justin Fields could be a top 10 quarterback? Sure, anything is possible. It's possible that Hose can be loyal every once in a while, but it's not likely at this point, unless this Tanner Engstrand guy is like basically comes out of nowhere, like Shane Steichen did for Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia back in 2022, where he came out of nowhere and got to a Super Bowl. I don't know that that's going to happen. Go ahead, Blaze.
Because, the Jets, I don't think it's a good landing spot for anyone. He could have taken a year, give himself a pause button to his career, and then gone to somewhere refreshed, and just like Sam Darnold did, or Geno later in the career, he went to the perfect spot for them. He could have gone to what's a place that the Browns could have
Cleveland.
Next year, or with a better an offensive minded head coach, because there's a lot of variables in the Jets, and I wouldn't want to take that chance.
Honestly, man, like the Steelers, the Jets, and the Bears, to me, are kind of the same franchise. The Steelers happen to be the one that is the best run. Now, the Bears are actually pretty well run now because of the trades that they've made. Dude, they're building their offensive line literally from the inside out. I've already forgotten the guy's name, but they signed Joe Thuney from the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a veteran, 4-time Super Bowl champion. Dude, the name of their center that they just signed escapes me, but they also signed another right guard. So that offensive line is doing well. Obviously, Ryan Poles, the general manager, he's going to be under some pressure. It looks like everything is going to be in place for Caleb Williams, but just like we always talk about, it's very important for running quarterbacks to be on. It's good for running quarterbacks to be on NFL teams where they have an offensive-minded head coach. Yes, every once in a while, a Mike Tomlin can catch lightning in a bottle, but I don't know, man. I agree with Miami J here. I think that if Justin Fields does not do well in New York, I think that he is definitely a career backup.
Yes, I do agree with that. But my thing is, so I'm looking at the top 10 on NFL. Overall, just quarterback, whatever team we think have the worst players, you're telling me you would want – let's look here. Because we saw how C.J. Stroud's second year went, right? They have C.J. Daniels.
C.J. Stroud is No. Let's stop you right there. C.J. Stroud is better than Justin.
No, yes, I'm not complaining about that. Yes, he is. I agree, but I would rather have a guy like Justin Fields who has something to prove. He knows he has a chip on his shoulder, really nothing to lose, and you know what he does with that at Ohio State, than a guy like Sam Darnold with the Vikings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think, Sam, and again, guys, that's actually a very good point. We have had a few quarterbacks sort of provide their career. Sam Darnold, just like Chase talked about with the Vikings, Geno Smith, now with the Raiders, he revived his career in Seattle. Baker Mayfield revived his career in Tampa Bay. There was one more that we're probably missing, but yeah, there are a lot of quarterbacks as of late that appear to have sort of like this second act. If Justin Fields is going to have a second act, it has got to be in New York, because if it doesn't happen here, I agree. It happen anywhere.
Agreed.
100%. But another quarterback who had a second act is Sam Darnold last year in Minnesota. So
exactly.
Right. And where did he come from? He came from New York.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And he went to the 49ers, had a year with Shanahan to get some prep, and I think the Vikings coach is one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the league.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, O'Connell.
Honestly, I would like if the Jets, and who knows, this guy Tanner Engstrand. See, no one knew who Shane Steichen was in 2022. We all found out who he was when Jalen Hurts was one concussion away from winning, the league MVP. He outplayed Mahomes. He's outplayed Mahomes now in 2 Super Bowls. And of course, now Shane Steichen has the head job in Indianapolis. Maybe Tanner Engstrand, maybe Tanner Engstrand has that kind of creativity. But if a team is going to be successful with a quarterback like Justin Fields, he's got to be creative. He's got to find a way to get Fields outside of the pocket, because Mike Tomlin said it himself. He says Justin Fields is a freaky athlete. We know he's got the arm strength that cuts through the wind. He played up in Columbia. Dude, he was a 2-year starter at Ohio State. He used to throw the ball to Garrett Wilson. So, it's not like, I think the potential is definitely there, but I think where you're drafted is as important as who you're drafting. I'll give you the last word on this, Chase. What happened to Miami J? Where did he go?
Oh no,
I'm not sure.
Okay. I will say, though, I feel like Justin Fields, if you see his mindset and his potential, he's very determined. I've seen him in person, practice a couple times, and just how he takes things.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I feel like I said before, he has nothing to lose. And knowing Justin from what I saw, he's going to put more than 100% into everything he does. And like you said, Mike Tomlin says he's a freak of nature with his IQ already. I think, and y'all brought like Sam Darnold came from the Jets. Yes, that's true. But I feel like each team, their playbook needs a certain kind of quarterback. Justin Fields is a completely different quarterback than Sam. So that's why I feel like going into the 2025 season, you could consider him a top 10 quarterback. And that could be wrong, that could be right, but that's my hot take. Okay,
yeah, that hot take is ice cold, because I can promise you there is not a GM in the league who would agree with you. All right, hey, listen, if Justin Fields wins MVP, now I'm gonna tell you what, if Justin Fields wins MVP or comeback player of the year, we're gonna have to have Chase back on, be like, all right, man, like you were right. But seriously, like on a serious note, I think that Justin Fields, along with Sam Darnold and a lot of other players, he got a raw deal, man. The Chicago Bears drafted him. Do you know that the Chicago Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer in franchise history? And they're one of the blue blood franchises in the NFL with George Halas and Mike Singletary and, the monsters of the Midway. They can't get quarterback right. They cannot get quarterback right. And so it wasn't a surprise when when Fields got drafted to Chicago that he was struggling. And remember who their head coach was, Matt Eberflus, who now happens to be the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I think if ever there was a quarterback poised to have sort of a breakout season and maybe revive his career, it's got to be Justin Fields, because if it's not him, I agree with you, Blaze. He's going to be a career backup, a very athletic career backup. But hey, he got the 2-year, $40 million contract.
100%, I agree. But Caleb Williams didn't have the best season that people were expecting this guy to have with the receiver and everything.
For the record, everybody I think on this show, especially me, have called Caleb Williams a bust, and he's gonna be.
Yes, you have. That's right. You've called, and you said that Caleb Williams is gonna be a bust. Has nothing to do from the neck down. He's got Caleb Williams has unlimited potential. He has unlimited potential, but I think he's a wreck up from the neck up. And I think he's going to end up. Here's the thing. If things go sideways for Caleb Williams in Chicago, who do they blame? Does Ben Johnson get the blame, or do they get Caleb up out of there?
I get Caleb up out of there. I would have got him up out of there. I wouldn't have ever drafted him.
Would not have drafted him. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Would have drafted him for sure. His talent at USC was crazy. It's just the mindset you got to fix. He kind of came off to me.
Right, but I think that's the thing. I think mindset is not as fixable as skill.
That's not true. You learn from
experience. Can teach skill.
I was
you can definitely teach
high
skill.
School. Coaches will humble you out like this. So I feel like, give Caleb Williams tough love like I got tough love. Justin got tough love, and let's see what happens. You have nothing to lose.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Caleb Williams, this is a kid who paints his fingernails and cries to mama when he loses a game. God. You give this kid tough love, he's going to crumble.
Well,
yeah, and the interesting thing is that's what Lincoln Riley tried to do, and we all saw how that worked out, right?
Well, with the transfer portal, these coaches can't give as much tough love to these quarterbacks or these players, because then they could just get up out of there. So
I get that. because like Nico, I don't know if y'all saw
Nico Iamaleava. Yeah, Nico Iamaleava is no longer going to play quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. He didn't practice on Friday, so Josh Heupel and the athletic director said, "See you later," and now he's going to be in the transfer portal.
And I think he's going to UNC, but that's just off topic. But
you think he's going where?
The UNC. I think that's a great landing spot for him.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude. He'd be over there up under Bill Belichick.
Exactly. Getting an NFL experience. But that's if he's thinking more about the experience and him developing more than the money, as apparently that was the case with.
Well, you want to get what you. I mean, listen, man. Shedeur Sanders made $7 million playing football last year, which seamlessly segues into the main topic. Look, guys, this is no secret. Shedeur Sanders is dropping in the draft, and I spoke a little bit about this with Apollo on my stream a little bit earlier. Apollo would not mind it if Shedeur Sanders would slide all the way down to the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21. They'd probably have to trade up. So let me ask you this, Miami J. Let's just go around the panel here. Why do you think Shedeur Sanders is now sliding on NFL draft boards?
I'll make it real simple. And you guys have heard me say this time and again. The last thing you want your number one draft pick to be, or much less your quarterback, is a distraction. Shedeur Sanders is a distraction. That's why he's sliding. There's no other reason.
Okay. All right. Okay. Jay Blaze, what do you think?
I think Cam Ward, his talent is way further ahead than Shedeur, but I do somewhat like Shedeur. I think he's gone through some adversity, but his skill set is kind of like, I wouldn't say average, but his arm isn't as big. So I think, like, we see Tua. He's going up to these New England and these Buffaloes, and he's struggling with these cold weather games. I think that could be Shedeur later on. So he needs to be in some, like, I think the Saints would be a better landing spot than the Steelers in that area, because he could have those, like, dome. He has way more dome or warm weather stadiums.
Yeah, not only that, now some people would say, hey, the University of Colorado was a cold weather city. Yeah, but that's also high elevation. And when you play in high elevation, it makes an average arm look like a great arm because the ball is cut through. Go ahead, Chase.
I honestly, so Jay Miami said that Shedeur is a distraction. He was going to be a distraction all his life. That's like a Bronny situation. Like,
I don't disagree.
I think, yes, they're hyping Shedeur up a little too much, yes. But another thing I saw was because of his confidence of people saying he's too cocky, whatever, in interviews. And I honestly, I would be the same way. I mean, every player is going to think they're the best, that they deserve this and that. I don't think there's no wrong in that. But I think he's still a top 3 quarterback in the draft. So I don't know if 21.
You're probably right. You're probably right, Chase. But I don't know if I said this to you before, but I've said it to Donovan and Blaze. If I'm an NFL GM, unless I'm wholly desperate, I'm not drafting a quarterback this year. Maybe I'm waiting till the second round.
Quarterback class for the draft.
Yeah, maybe I take a flyer in the second round on that kid out of Penn State.
Oh yeah, Tyler Shuff out of Louisville.
Maybe, but
I do think, though, that the Raiders would be a great spot for him to learn under Smith.
I can see that.
And
but
and Tom Brady was his little trainer, or he signed under him.
Yeah, so Tom Brady is now part owner of the Raiders.
Yeah.
The other issue with Shedeur is because of his name. If he's a backup, like it would be a great thing to be like drop to like around 20 to 30. But because of his name, you're going to have the fan base say, we want Shedeur, even if they're like struggling a little bit, like with Geno, like they're going to want Shedeur up there, the fan base, for name recognition. And that could like hurt the franchise. So
it could hurt Shedeur if he gets played too early.
Yeah. He does. Now, I will say this. Go ahead.
I don't think teams will play him too early. I mean, coaches aren't dumb, or like teams aren't dumb. I think maybe he might get a couple snaps like Bronny gets a couple plays in the NBA. If that's really the situation.
Yeah, but Shedeur is better. Relatively speaking, Shedeur is way better than Bronny James.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
And if I'm the head coach in New Orleans, whoever that is, and Derek Carr can't start, dude, this is my perspective. I watched almost all of Shedeur Sanders' games. I think I probably watched maybe 5 or 6 Cam Ward games. Number one, Cam Ward has a better arm than Patrick Mahomes. Like, that kid has a hand fucking cannon. But if I were the number one, if I had the number 1 overall pick, I would pick Shedeur. Yes, I do understand that. Yeah, he could be a distraction. His father is a walking distraction. Shedeur Sanders' father, Deion Sanders, he is sort of the godfather of the look at me athlete.
Yeah.
So I do. I do agree that could be an issue. But I didn't see that being an issue in Colorado, even with, a guy like Deion Sanders. And also, and I think I talked about this a little bit earlier, we got to understand, Shedeur Sanders is already rich, okay? He's already worth like $13 million. And so he's not going into these meetings trying to impress anybody. He's like, dude, I could walk away from football right now and be set for life. My father is Coach Prime. So that might rub some GMs the wrong way. But then there are other GMs who think, you know what? I like a kid who's coming in who's going to be cocky, because if you don't have that kind of arm strength, you better have that cockiness and awareness up here. So I actually like Shedeur better than I do Cam Ward. I can say definitively Cam Ward is more physically gifted, but I think Shedeur Sanders, because he played behind that very, very porous offensive line in Colorado, he knows what it's like to play in a muddy pocket. He knows what it's like to take two steps back and have a defensive end, breathing down his neck. A lot of rookie quarterbacks who played in warm weather stadiums, like Mark Sanchez, he's playing behind 5-star athletes. He's always playing in 80-degree weather. He goes up to New York, dude. It's 15 degrees. You've got the fans all over you, and now you've got Jonathan Vilma all over you. So I think Shedeur is probably the most NFL ready quarterback of this draft, though Cam Ward is probably not too far behind.
It's Kellen Moore is the Saints coach.
Oh, fuck, that's right. God damn it! I swear to God, every time the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, man, they poach our fucking coaches.
Yeah,
that's right. And Howie,
didn't you guys poach him from Dallas?
He went to
we did, didn't we?
He went to the Chargers, then to the Eagles.
We poached him from LA. We poached him from LA.
Wait, I don't want to hear it, Donovan. The Eagles poach everybody from everywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, dude, oh my God. 2023 was a terrible year for us, man, because we're like, yeah, we're going to be 10-1, and then we just fucking tanked it. Trinity Boy 32 says, Cam, I think, does have a better arm than Shedeur, but Shedeur might have a bit better accuracy. Shedeur Sanders is pinpoint accurate, and of course, it also helps that he was throwing to Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter. Vac29 says Shedeur didn't look that great to me. Cam neither. They'd be better off backing up that first season. Listen, that could be that could be the case. Shedeur is more in the Brock Purdy talent level, and his ceiling isn't that high. You know what? I actually like that comparison. And now Shedeur, I think, is probably a better athlete than Brock Purdy, though we don't know. Brock Purdy doesn't have a very good arm either. Brock Purdy is pinpoint accurate, which is why he's about to sign this contract. Last thoughts on Shedeur Sanders sliding. Anybody?
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Shedeur accuracy part, if you watch his highlights, you say he's throwing to Travis Hunter. Yes, Travis Hunter makes plays, but he's also throwing down. You could throw the ball a little better. That's why I think Cam Ward, he doesn't have a receiver as strong as Travis Hunter. I mean, you could arguably best prospect in the draft. And he had Horn, who's a speedster himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, his accuracy's all right, but I don't think it's the best. Better than Cam, at least. I think Cam's the best quarterback in this draft, but that's me.
Okay.
And,
who do you think is better?
I will say,
you taking Cam or Shedeur?
I would it's either or, but Cam Ward for his physical gifts. If he, I think Shedeur, I think he's going with the Saints because of the Derek Carr situation. But unless you think he's absolutely ready, I wouldn't draft him because I think he would do well with a year backing up someone up. But with the Derek Carr issue, he's going to start day one.
Okay, very good. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. It had never occurred to me that just because you draft a quarterback in the first round doesn't mean you have to start them right away. I'm still old enough to remember when you drafted a first round quarterback, he was going. Dude, I'm an Eagles fan. We drafted Donovan McNabb back in 1998. He sat for 2 seasons before we started him. And he took us to 5 NFC title games and a Super Bowl appearance. So that could be the same thing for Sheduer. Miami J, who would you take? So Chase would take Cam. So Chase takes Cam. Jay Blaze wouldn't take either, which is fair. I would take Sheduer over Cam. Who would you take?
So I would take neither. But if I had to, it would depend on my situation. If I need a quarterback now to start this year, I'll take Shedeur Sanders. If I have some room to wait and I'm looking for somebody with a higher ceiling, then I'm taking Cam Ward.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Very good. I like that.
Personally, I'm trading for Kirk Cousins. And I'm not drafting either one of them.
I'm right there.
If I'm
right there with
Titans, you. If I'm the Titans or the Saints, and because the Titans, you can do another year, another reset, and then look at the QB draft because you're going to have Yanders from Texas or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Ewers.
I agree. 100% agree.
Okay, so both of you, if we're Tennessee, Chase, you're taking Cam. I would take Shedeur. Jay Blaze and Miami J. What you guys would do is you would trade for a Kirk Cousins type or a Russell Wilson type quarterback, bridge quarterback, and then wait for next year's draft where you have endless prospects.
Not necessarily Russell, but I would trade. I would trade for. I think Kirk Cousins is a great shot at Tennessee.
I would trade if I'm the Titans. I trade my pick away because there's going to be a team that wants Travis Hunter, and I get multiple picks, and then I have leverage and picks for next year's draft. And if I really like QB, then I trade up for that QB.
Okay.
Question. What pick does Atlanta have this year?
Let me look that up quickly. The Falcons. Ooh, that's a very good question. Falcons. I think I know where you're going with this. Draft position 2025. I want to say they're drafting. They're number 15. They're picking 15.
If you really Jackson Dart or whatever his name is from Ole Miss.
Yeah, Jackson Dart.
Jalen develop them behind Kirk Cousins easy. I agree with them actually.
Okay.
If you really want another quarterback to be safe or whatever.
Well, they have Desmond Ritter.
Hell, if you've got Desmond Ritter, that's your quarterback in the future. Right?
Atlanta needs to fix their pass rushing issues.
But remember, Atlanta's got Michael Penix Jr. That's their quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
That's their quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Our next. Oh, wait a minute. I actually had this up here. Let's talk a little bit about. And guys, I do apologize that I don't have the graphics for this because my my Photoshop went down. Let's talk a little bit about the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. So Chase is on record. He says he thinks that Justin Fields has potential to be a top 10 quarterback. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about who are the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. We all agree. What's that?
Hold on.
Chase is changing the goalpost on us.
Here we go.
What are we going off of? Are we going off stats? Are we going off talent? Or
who you think are the best?
Hold on, no. Listen. It's real easy to define this. Who do you think is the best quarterback in the NFL, Chase?
Can I give you my top 10 and people can pick it apart?
Yeah, sure. What you got?
Okay. I have Patrick Mahomes, number 1.
Wrong.
Oh, he agrees.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
Well, Mahomes has the Super Bowls to be number 1. I don't think
5 Super Bowls. Yeah, he's good.
So Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. I would have Herbert, Tua, Jalen Hurts, C.J. Stroud, and I'm putting Jaden Daniels because, dude, once you get down to 9 or 10, it's kind of like iffy, but Jaden Daniels was amazing last year, so I'm going to have him as my 10th.
Dude, Jaden Daniels is going to be a fucking problem for the Eagles and the Cowboys. He's going to be a problem, man. And, dude, oh, my God. Oh my God, dude. Washington, they're in the perfect scenario. They've got a superstar quarterback and money burning a hole in their pocket. That is literally the Super Bowl formula. Okay, so we got Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, Baker. That was a little bit surprising, but I can't disagree with that too much. So we got Justin Herbert, Tua, Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels. I think we all agree with Mahomes being the best quarterback, although he didn't really have the best year last year. Okay. You don't.
Yeah, I don't have him at 1 either.
Oh, okay. Chase, who's your number one? Who's your number one, Miami J?
Go ahead, Chase.
I think Chase is froze.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Josh Allen.
Okay. Oh, Josh Allen. Okay. All right. So Josh Allen is your number one. You know what, man? You know what? I agree. I think I agree with Miami J. I think just based on, and listen, you're not going to get an argument from me if you say Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. I mean, he's been the best quarterback in football.
I just want Super Bowl rings.
No, okay, that makes sense. And that's what Chase was talking about, the criteria. So in terms of Super Bowl rings, but if we had, well, let me ask you guys this. Let's do it this way. If you had one game to win or lose, which quarterback from which current quarterbacks, which one would you, which of the current quarterbacks would you want for one game for your life? Who do you?
That's how I define my top 10 quarterback.
Okay,
and I got Josh Allen at number 1.
Okay, so Josh Allen. Okay,
Josh Allen would be my guy in that situation.
Okay, very good, very good. My top quarterback, my number one quarterback. I think I agree with Miami J. I think I like Josh Allen. You know what? I'm gonna base my top 10 quarterbacks on what happened last year. So I'm gonna go Josh Allen number 1. I'm going to go Joe Burrow number 2. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson number 3. I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes number 4. Justin Herbert number 5. Jalen Hurts number 6. CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels are number 7 and 8. Dude, my list is almost the same. My list is almost the same as Jay Blaze's. I've got Tua at number 9 and Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield at number 10.
Yeah. Let's hope Chase comes back, but I'll give you guys my list real quick.
The only reason I didn't have Herbert ahead of Baker was because Herbert had like a really run-based offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Baker carried his team more.
And listen, Baker's had more playoff experience. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Baker Mayfield has more playoff wins than Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 2 playoff wins. He fucking beat the brakes off the Eagles a couple years back.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Okay. Oh, Chase is back. All right, good stuff. Okay, so who is your number one quarterback, Chase?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Okay. All right. Hang on 1 second, guys. Hang on 1 second, guys. I do apologize. You're not going to get an argument out of me for Lamar Jackson. I will tell you this. Lamar Jackson is the scariest quarterback in football. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. I don't think I have ever you know what? It's funny. Somebody said this the other day. I think that Lamar Jackson could be the best ball carrier in the NFL. Because anytime he's in the open field, dude, he can take it to the house. So Lamar Jackson is your number 1. My number 1 and Miami J's number 1 is Josh Allen, and yours is in Mahomes. I think one thing that we can all agree on is that right now the AFC collectively have much better quarterbacks than the NFC. Now, I personally don't care. There are a lot of Eagles fans who are like, "Oh, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in football." I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't care where he is on lists. I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter to me. Listen, man, Jalen Hurts been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won a Super Bowl MVP. He ain't worried about all of that. And if he ain't worried about it, neither am I.
Now, we all agree that Dak Prescott is not in the top 10. We all agree.
Yeah.
He's the last one, actually. He's definitely
he's number 10?
That's number 10?
No, like he's the last in the NFL.
Oh, you think he's number 32? God damn. I mean, look, man, like I don't like the Cowboys, but goddamn.
I think Chase and I can probably agree on one thing tonight, and that is that Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude, I would rather have Cooper Rush as my starting quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, dude, he had more starts last year for the Cowboys than Dak did. Says Joe over Lamar is crazy. What's that?
The Cowboys just got Joe Milton, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He just got Joe Milton.
I would want him as my starting quarterback.
Next contract is up.
Oh, wow. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. Here's what the Cowboys, and I think I've already said this. What the Cowboys need to do to get out from under this mess, trade Micah Parsons, trade CeeDee Lamb. That's it. It's the only way. We got some comments here. Silent Goldie says, I would take Milroe or Howard in the later rounds than both of them. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Jalen Milroe will be I think he'll be a great value pick. And oh, by the way, guys, the Green Bay Packers have invited Jalen Milroe to sit in the green room for the draft. Like, yeah, they invited him. So I don't know. I don't know if Jalen Miller is going to get drafted in the first round or not. But I mean, the Packers didn't, unless the Packers are going to do what do to him what they did to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. That would suck. Trini Boy says, Cam. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I already read that. My bad. Somebody had a very good. Oh wait a minute. Cheryl Selko says, struggle streamer. This is so funny. You want to be white so bad, but people don't watch your dumb ass. Hold on, let me give you a Don DeMarco for that. Oh, damn, my fault. Oh, I don't have the Don DeMarco. All right, well, never mind. Yeah, thanks for watching, Cheryl. Appreciate that. This guy says Joe over Lamar is crazy. I don't think that's crazy. I think Joe Burrow had a great dude. He had a great
I think honestly, in this conversation, like we can argue about who's number one, but I think the top four pretty much pick themselves. And whatever order you have them in, you probably have Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, and Jackson.
In some,
I think if Joe Burrow had an average defense,
he might be number one.
I agree to the point where you got to Tua, because Tua had the most calls by ref by any quarterback, but still won't make the right decisions. To him hurting him himself. I don't get how Tua's in the top 10. Yes, I don't think Tua's in the top 10.
There are so many, dude. Oh my God, Tua. There are so many caveats with him, man. Because I watched Tua since he was a backup at Alabama, and I lived in Hawaii for 8 years. I'm very, very familiar with St. Louis High School and all the rest of that, man. But dude, he scares me, man. When he breaks the pocket, it always scares me.
I'll put Justin Fields before him.
Who would you rather have as a starting quarterback this season, Justin Fields or Tua?
Tua.
Yeah, I'm taking Tua.
Bro, a concussion or one bad hit away, Tua's out the league. And Justin Fields.
He's right. Yeah, that's true.
You're not wrong, but the reality of the situation, the reality of an injury like a concussion is that anybody in one hit can be out of the league. Yeah, Tua might be a little bit more vulnerable, but
I just made the perfect point. Tua got the most calls out of any quarterback by refs, and he still got destroyed because of his decision.
Did you watch any football this season? The quarterback that got the most calls was Patrick fucking Mahomes, man. You can ask him.
You can look it up on the NFL Network. It's there. I looked it up myself before joining this because I had this point to make. Tua is not a top 10 quarterback. I do think he is a great quarterback. It's his decision making that, you don't need to escape the pocket slide when you need to.
I'm the Dolphins fan here, and I don't have Tua in my top 10. So.
Yeah, but you don't have Justin Fields there either.
Oh, he's not even close.
He would take Super Bowl.
Pro Special says Field is nowhere near. He says Field is nowhere near to a what the fuck. Boy, we're getting. Yes. Look. What's her name? Cheryl Selko is back in here. Struggle streamer. Yeah, struggle streamer. Yeah. Even though I live in a $1.2 million house and I drive 5 cars that you could never afford. Got it. Andre Wilson says he's top 20. Okay. I don't know.
Top 15. I'll give you that. Top 15.
Do we want to run down the rest of the list?
No, we went over we've already gone over the top 10 quarterbacks, and I think
you and Blaze give your list. I didn't finish mine. And
Miami J, yeah, give your list. That's right, because we gave ours, you didn't give yours. Okay, who's yours?
All right, my list. I got Allen, Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow, top 4. At 5, you guys might laugh at me. I got Jared Goff. I got Baker Mayfield at 6.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels at 7, Justin Herbert at 8, Geno Smith at 9, and Jordan Love and Matthew Stafford tied for 10th.
Geno! I like that. Geno getting in the top 10. I love it, dude. I love it. I love Geno Smith.
Crazy, bro.
Justin Fields is crazy.
Geno's my guy. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'd rather have Geno Smith than Justin Fields. I do know that.
Yeah. Right now, with how NFL play, sure, fine. But
All right, Chase, let's hear your top 10. Let's go.
okay, I made this list. I got
All right,
Lamar.
let's go.
I got Lamar Jackson at 1. Josh Allen at 2. Actually, replace that. I got Joe Burrow at 2.
Okay.
Josh Allen at 3. And then I got Patrick Mahomes at 4. And then I got Jared Goff at 5.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield at 6.
Baker.
I got Jaden Daniels at 7. I got Justin Fields at 8.
Okay.
I got Sam Darnold at 9. And then I got Geno at 10.
I like this. I like Sam Darnold at 9. I do like Sam.
Yeah,
Darnold
that's a good
at 9.
job. But Justin Fields at 8. Come on, Chase.
Overall quarterback, this is me talking. You all play for the same exact team, same exact roster. That's how I think about top 10 quarterbacks.
All right.
Let's do this.
Now-
Let's this way. Let's play either or. Would you rather have Justin Fields or? Okay.
All right.
Let's go down the list. Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Patrick.
Okay. Patrick.
Mahomes.
Josh Allen.
Allen.
Allen,
Okay. Burrow.
Burrow.
Burrow,
All right. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
Jackson,
Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Lamar.
Baker.
No. This is either Josh. This is
Baker or Fields?
This is Justin Fields. Yeah, that's all right. It's Justin Fields versus the field. So it's either Justin Fields or Patrick Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, etc. So would you rather have Justin Fields or Baker Mayfield?
Baker.
Okay. Baker. All right. Justin Fields or Justin Herbert?
Herbert.
Fields.
Herbert.
Wow. You would rather have Justin Fields than Justin Herbert?
100%.
Dude, I can tell you 100% of GMs would disagree with you, but hey, who am I?
Look at the Cowboys GM. I don't care what GM say.
You said what? You said look at the Cowboys GM? You don't, okay. Look. You're right. I see your Cowboys GM, and I raised you Howie Roseman, the greatest GM in the history of football. And I can promise you right now, Howie Roseman would absolutely take Justin Herbert over Justin Fields.
Maybe right now. Watch after this season. What's going to happen?
And if the Chargers weren't so...
Howie would figure out a way to get them both for a bag of footballs and maybe a $5 cheeseburger from Burger King. That's how good he is.
And if the Chargers weren't so cheap, they would have who's the coach for the Sean Payton, and it would have been and Herbert would have been way better last year.
That would have been a match made in fucking heaven. I still have no idea why Sean Payton chose the Broncos, man. I really don't. Here's a good question. Do the guests think Travis's girlfriend can possibly negatively impact Travis's future given she's a pain in the ass? Yeah. Absolutely. She's going to derail the hell out of that dude's career unless he divorces her.
You know what helps Travis immensely? That his two top landing points are Cleveland and New England. She's not want to live in any of those places. Yeah. That helps him immensely.
Dude, she'll leave Travis's ass for that. Or she'll do
exactly.
first wife and fuck somebody on the team.
I don't like giving my opinion too much because, I mean, when it comes to relationships and privacy, we don't know too much. But after what I saw and what the media have shown,
I'm sorry, Chase. I'm sorry. Are you not aware of who I am?
Not to that extent, Donovan.
Not to that degree. Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah. Listen, I don't know all that's going on in Travis Hunter and Lene, whatever the fuck her name is, relationship, but I know enough, and she is going to derail that kid's career. And I agree with Jay Blaze. The fact that his two top prospects are Tennessee and Cleveland, I think that's his best bet. But remember this: she wanted to get married in Tennessee. Remember? They wanted to get married. They wanted to get married in like Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So I don't know. It might
no, I think he goes to Cleveland or New England.
Cleveland, or New England. Oh, Cleveland or New England.
2 and 3.
Perfect.
I think Tennessee picks Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tennessee picks Cam Ward. All right. I think Cam Ward's going to be good. I think Cam Ward's going to be good in Tennessee. Let's finish this.
I think the Browns pick a defensive end.
Abdul Carter out of Penn State. Yeah, basically Micah Parsons' clone. Let's finish this list. Would you rather have Justin Fields or Tua?
Oh my God! Justin Fields.
Yeah,
Tua needs a juggernaut helmet to even play football.
Hey,
So
he might
whatever it
actually get
takes.
one. Look, one more concussion, he might actually fuck around and get one.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, hey. Justin Fields or Jalen Hurts? I would take Jalen.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen
Hurts.
Yeah, I'd take Jalen.
Hurts. Come on.
Justin Fields or CJ Stroud?
Stroud.
I'm a
And
CJ too.
so, okay, last one. Justin Fields or CJ Stroud Jr.? Basically, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Right. That's a hard one, but because it's 1 year Jaden Daniels has played. So right now, I would say Jaden Daniels because of how he went crazy. Like,
Bruh.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
crazy.
dude. He's scared, dude. He scared the Eagles twice. Dude, this kid was a rookie. Now, we dump trucked him in the NFC title game. Fair enough. But this kid was a rookie and went to the NFC championship game. And there were actually people out there who thought that Washington was going to win that game. That being said, it really fucking sucks that Jaden Daniels. Say again?
I thought they were going to win. Jaden Daniels had a crazy season. So right now, I'm saying Jaden Daniels. But
Okay.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
all depends. You have me in 1 year from this day on this podcast. It might be completely different.
We will see. That is highly doubtful, but stranger things have happened.
Doubtful.
I like his optimism. I remember when I was a young sports fan like him, dude. Donovan McNabb was going to be the greatest quarterback ever. He's going to win 8 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we got Donovan McNabb 2.0 here with Jalen Hurts. So, go ahead, Miami J.
I got a quick hot take.
Oh, hot take, Chase. I love it.
The Jets will be right behind the Bills in their conference.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, time out, Chase.
Okay, all
about
right.
a week ago, you told me that the Jets were going to win the division.
Yes, I do believe that, but hot take, they'll be number 2. The Bills are scary.
The Bills are
Hot
absolutely
take.
scary.
Hot take. I think the Patriots have a better record than the Jets.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Yeah, that's not a hot take. I actually agree with that. I actually agree with that one. It'll be so much fun to come back next year. See, here's what we do, Chase. We did something like this at the beginning of the last football season. And dude, we got some really, really, really wrong stuff. But do you guys remember the record I told you the Eagles were going to have? I told you the Eagles are going to go 15-2. And
Yeah, you got it right.
That would that was what I said. Well, I said 15-2, but then I was like, maybe not 15-2. But I predicted it.
Okay, let's rank the NFC or the AFC East quarterbacks you would want. The 4.
Ooh. Okay, so from start to finish, I'm going. I'm going Josh Allen. Josh Allen. I'm going to go Tua. Then you know what? Honestly, I think I might go Justin Fields. Who's the 4th team in the AFC East?
Drake May.
Patriots.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm going Justin Fields at number 3.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields is going to be better than. I think he's going to have a better year than Drake May, but Drake May is going to take a step forward.
I'm going Drake May at number 4, Justin Fields at 2 for now until after I see the first 4 games of this season. Then I'll decide.
I love it. That's what we call hedging your bet. Okay, and I'm going to try to get you guys out of here real soon because I've got they're here. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay, let's do this. Let's you know what? Let's talk about the NFL draft. We're going to talk about the draft order here. Give me 1 second. 2025 NFL draft order. Jay Blaze, what do you so I want to know what. So we'll go down the list and we'll talk about what we will do. Yes, we did see the Kyron Lacey news. I think Miami J told me about that. That shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So let me see. 2025 NFL draft order. Which team do you think, Jay Blaze, has the most to gain in this year's draft?
I think the Patriots, if they get Travis Hunter, I think they could become a playoff team.
Okay. Miami J?
I can't disagree with that.
Okay.
I would have said the Browns, but the Browns always screw it up. So,
God.
Yeah.
I also agree the Patriots, but the thing with Travis Hunter, if he goes to the Patriots, what he is gonna play and do is my thing.
Yeah, like is he? You know what? That's a good side topic. We'll talk about that in just a second. So here's the draft order 2025. We got the Titans, we got Cleveland, we got the Jets. I'm sorry, the Giants. Jesus Christ. The Patriots are drafted number 4. Then we've got Jacksonville, Las Vegas Raiders, then the Jets at 7, the Panthers at 8, the Saints at 9, and the Bears at 10. If you're in the top 10, you're not really going to make an impact unless you're in the top 10 of the draft. So let's go around the panel here. Who do you think, regardless of position, is the best player in the 2025 NFL draft? Landon, start us off. Okay, Jay Blaze, Travis Hunter. Yeah, go ahead.
I got Tyler Warren, tight end out of Tennessee.
Dude, Chase, who you got?
That end thing was crazy, but I got Carter from Penn State. He's going to be
I agree with Chase. I think Abdul Carter, I think he is absolutely the best player in the draft. And I'm a little bit biased because I love defensive players, but I still think Abdul Carter is probably the best player in the draft. Trini Boy 32 says that Boise State running back. Yep, he is talking about Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
He's talking about Ashton Genty. That dude is. You don't like Ashton Genty? Oh boy, hot take, Chase. What you got?
I got something for that. He is not. He had one breakout season. I'll give it to him. He went crazy with 42 carries a game. Give him Marion Hampton from North Carolina. He is the best running back in the draft. I don't care what nobody says. He's the best running back in this draft.
Hey, look, man, I'm not going to hold you, man. You might actually be. Look, Ashton Genty is not a slouch, but I'm hearing a lot of chatter that Omarion Hampton is moving up people's draft boards.
Yeah.
Like he's like sort of a do it all scat back type.
Yeah, I played against him. I played in Raleigh, North Carolina. He played at Cleveland, which is all
I'm
awesome.
sorry, you played against this dude?
Yeah, and he is insane.
Holy shit. Who are you, Chase? Is this Chase Brown from the Bengals?
No, he's Jordan Love's younger brother.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he sure is. You look just like Jordan. Dude, you look just like Jordan Love.
No,
Okay, who do we have in the top 5 most likely to get a playoff berth?
Ooh.
Okay, so that's Tennessee, Cleveland, the Giants, the Patriots, and the Jaguars. I think the teams that most likely to get the playoff berth. Go ahead, Jay Blaze. Who's your pick?
I think it's the Patriots. But if the Browns pick Abdul Carter, they would have Abdul Carter and
Myles Garrett on the other side.
Myles Garrett. And
I would actually
dude,
say
if they can get some like good QB play from Joe Flacco, and I heard there's some insurance issues with Deshaun, so they might get some money back from him.
They might get. Do you want to know what Deshaun Watson's cap hit is for the 2025 season? It's
$55
million. No, it's $174 million. Yeah, dude, it's completely fucked. Like if I were Cleveland, I would move the franchise and pretend we never heard of Deshaun Watson. Man, that's the only way.
That's crazy.
I
would actually.
Do you think?
I would actually say Cleveland. I think.
Okay.
Still pound for pound, that defense is still extremely talented.
Yeah, they're very good.
So if they can just turn it on, then they have a shot.
Okay, very good. Chase, who do you think of the top 5 teams? Titans, Browns, Giants, Patriots, and Jaguars. Which of those top 5 teams in the draft do you think will most likely get into the playoffs?
See, how I think about this is where you're at now. It all depends on who drafts who. So right now, I'll say the Patriots because even they could draft whoever, even if it's not Travis Hunter, and still be okay and have a good chance of making the playoffs out of those teams. To me, have the best chance. Okay. The Browns. I mean, y'all said it yourself. That's where players go to die.
No, that's what we said. That's where quarterbacks go to die.
No, you said players, but
no, I did. Myles Garrett had a hell of a career.
And by the way, the Browns. By the way, the Cleveland Browns have re-signed. Old man Flacco is back in the building. Joe Flacco is now back on the Cleveland Browns.
Should have never left.
He's retiring after this.
I hear that, but is that playoff reliable?
Yes, that's what happened 2 years ago, and that won him the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. That's why they re-signed him.
More playoff reliable than say Justin Fields.
And lest we forget, Joe Flacco won
First of
Super
all-
Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 47.
You think Joe Flacco's better than Justin Fields? Is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
100%.
I agree.
Right
Justin
now.
Flacco's a Hall of Famer.
Dude, right now, Joe Flacco is a look. Here's the thing, man. And this has very little to do with Justin Fields. Justin Fields got screwed up in Chicago, man. He's getting screwed up in Chicago the same way Mitchell Trubisky did, the same way Rex Grossman did. Chicago does not get quarterbacks right, unfortunately for Justin. So I think he's screwed. And I think Caleb Williams is also screwed. Oh my God, Silent Goldie says the Commanders want Hampton, but he will probably be gone. They cannot get Omari on Hampton. Dude, I'm a dude.
Not long.
I think who did I want to get? I think the Cowboys should get him.
Oh, that actually would make sense. They're drafting at number 12. They're drafting at 12.
Yeah,
And we know they're not drafting a quarterback.
But Amari, a round 2 pick. If you wanted to draft another receiver or quarterback or whatever, go ahead and maybe he'll be available round 2.
Okay, Pro Special with a correction. He says that the cap hit for Deshaun Watson, $35.9 million. He just looked it up. I don't know where I got that 174 from. 26. Oh, that's, you know what it is? It was probably the combined salary cap hit that I heard that he was. Okay, all right. Thanks for the correction there. Because, dude, if his cap hit was really $174 million, like the Browns might like hire an assassin or something.
That'd be like 3/4 of the cap.
To me to him. What's that?
I said that'd be like 3/4 of the salary cap.
Yeah, well, pretty much. It is worse. So here we go, guys. So what is going to happen? Chase, are you going to be available on April 24th?
I'm available anytime for this.
Okay, so we are going to do. We did this as sort of a preface. We are going to do a live reaction to the first round of the NFL draft. It's going to be very, very exciting. Unfortunately, the Eagles are picking number 32, which means we'll probably be in bed by the time that pick comes in. That's a good problem. That is a very, very good problem to have.
You're in the West Coast, man. You'll be fine.
I don't think.
Okay. Let me ask one more question. Brock Purdy, do you sign him to what do you pay for Brock Purdy?
I'd give him 45. You know what I'd give him, you know what I would do? I'd give him 4 years, $180 million. I'd give him the Kirk Cousins Atlanta contract. 4 years, $180 million. That's more money than, dude, 4 years, $180 million. Yeah. That's more money than Brock Purdy had ever even dreamed when he was at Iowa State.
Yeah.
Listen, I think he's probably a top 12, top 15 NFL quarterback. He's with Kyle Shanahan, brilliant creative play caller. Brock Purdy's superpower is his processing and his accuracy. I give him 45 a year. What would you pay him, Jay Blaze?
I'd pay him 40.
You give him okay, all right. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I
guess he wants 55.
Brock wants.
Now, look, the worst thing Brock Purdy can do right now is to get cocky.
Yeah,
he needs to realize what a gem he is. Like to have been Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah, and the situation he's in. In no other team would he have flourished with a tight end and a running back like he's got, and some receivers like that, and a defense.
Bro,
come on,
dude. He had McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo, Trent Williams is the best left tackle in football. He'll walk into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Now that doesn't take anything away from Brock. He did his thing, but no, he can't want the Dak Prescott contract. How much did you pay him, Chase?
I mean, I agree, but with the weapons he's had and the team he's had, I feel like any starting quarterback in the league could do what he did.
I agree. I agree. I think most quarterbacks in that situation would have won the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, but I still think for having been who he was and how he was drafted and the type of prospect that he was coming in, this guy was pretty much an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
And I think he's done very well with his talents, and he's been very lucky to have the tools that he has. Mind you, you put a Baker Mayfield on that team, you put a Joe Burrow on that team, yeah, they're winning 5 Super Bowls straight.
Yeah,
but, you know,
now,
that's why Brock Purdy's not in anybody's top 10 list.
Now, if I'm an ice cold GM, like cold-blooded veins, I am trading him, or I'm getting Kirk Cousins. I'm getting Kirk Cousins. I'm putting him in there, and I put so much pressure on him
I love it.
Hey,
So
he's
you
not wrong in saying
franchise Brock and you trade for Cousins. I love it.
he's not wrong in saying get trade Brock while you can get something for him.
All right.
Listen, if the lowest I would accept as for Brock Purdy and Silent Goldie says fully guaranteed. Do the Baker Mayfield contract, 3 years, $100 million, fully guaranteed. I think both sides would walk away happy. You know,
like
the 49, you know what I mean? Like, listen, $33 million a year. Now, Brock probably wants somewhere closer. They said he wants 55. I agree with Miami J. You can't, like, seriously, what can you do with 55 million that you can't do with 45 or even 40? You know what I mean? Like, at that point, it's just gratuitous.
And I asked this about Dak Prescott before he got his crazy deal. What kind of market did Dak Prescott have, and what kind of market will Brock Purdy get if he goes to the free market?
I think they both had the same market.
Yeah, they're not getting 55 to 60.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Dak. Oh my God, dude. I don't know. Dak. That has got. I don't know how in the world. And Dak Prescott is now coming off another lower body injury. So now you have a less mobile quarterback who is now older, who is now the highest paid quarterback in the league. Listen, man, and here's the thing. I like Dak Prescott. I think he's a great leader. I think his superpower is, I think he's a good leader. I think he's great at the podium. He's just not that good a quarterback.
Yeah.
May I ask how you became a Dak fan? Or not a Dak fan, a Cowboys fan?
My dad was a Cowboys fan.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was cursed.
That was mine, but I don't fall into that. I can't.
Thank God.
Chase, you can't talk. You're a Panthers fan, man. Come on.
First of all,
hey, Carolina.
First of all, I'm from there, and they might have a season this year. Not playoff season.
Sorry.
But
Here's the thing, Chase. I lived in North Carolina for the better part of 20 years. I am intimately familiar with Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. I went to High Point University. I know Greensboro. I know Greensboro like the back of my hand. I'm intimately familiar with Raleigh. I had one of my mattress companies out there. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm from that neck of the woods.
Hey, I appreciate the Panthers because you guys now have the worst owner in football.
I played at Millbrook High School. I was a corner.
No, are you kidding me? You played at Millbrook?
Yeah, I was gonna go to North Carolina before I got destroyed.
Oh my God, good Lord, man. Silent Goldie says, I'm a Raiders fan. For all I know is pain. Oh boy. Well, hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, you got Tom Brady out there now. You got Pete Carroll and Geno Smith.
Y'all had some good years. Sorry, they had some good years with John Gruden. I'm a Dolphins fan. We've been suffering since '72, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, y'all suck. Next.
The Dolphins. Dude, oh my God.
Dude, you live in Miami. Be careful what you say.
I just moved here.
Hey, watch what you say. Watch what you say out here in these Miami streets. Oh, okay. Timothy Baker says Panthers fan in the chat. Oh, look at that. We got Panthers fans in the chat. Hashtag Cam Newton for MVP. We'll have a much more comprehensive, much more organized podcast next time, guys. Photoshop completely betrayed me. So, but on April the 24th at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be right here. Not here. We'll be on Rumble because we'll get banned on YouTube. We're going to do a live NFL draft podcast that is going to be awesome. Chase, thanks for making time for us tonight. Miami Jay Blaze, you guys are awesome. We will see you guys in. Holy shit! Wait a minute. That's coming up. Oh my God, that's next. That's a week from Thursday, fam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We will see you guys a week from Thursday for the Chop Block Sports Talk. Until then, take it easy.
Thanks for having me.
Later.
All right. Good.